Well, hello everybody, and welcome to our daily coffee chat. Hopefully some of you have been with us in the past. And we started these coffee chats, it seems like 10 years ago now. I laugh, but I feel like we live in dog years right now. But we started this about 2 weeks ago, and the whole purpose was for RA Technology, who has been lucky enough to build great relationships with really smart technology companies, that have designed the way for realtors to really succeed using technology, especially online technologies like what we're going to talk about today. So we're excited to continue this path. And if you want to, you're with us today, that's great. You can always watch these later. In fact, we just heard from our CTO this morning that the views on our YouTube channel up about tenfold in the last few days. So I'm sure it's because of all of you. So thank you for that. So today we've got Alicia Baruti with us. She's going to share some really cool stuff with you about bombom, which I want to hear where that name came from, by the way. I always thought that was funny. But before we get started, I just want to remind all of us, this is GoToMeeting. Some of you have probably been using Zoom a lot lately, so it's a little different. But if you go over to that control panel, click on questions, and just click on that little gray triangle, it will open it up. And feel free to ask us a question if it's related directly to what Alicia's talking about or not. We've had some great audience participation in these, and the whole goal is to just help everybody through this because we're all in this together. And I know we're going to come out the other end, frankly, I think a lot stronger than we did going in. But before we get started, I just wanted to introduce Alicia. Whoops, keeps doing that. So Alicia Baruti is the national speaker for bombom, and she was just telling me where her interesting career started. Why don't you share a little bit with us about before you were at bombom and how you got to where you are, Alicia? It's a very interesting story.
Sure. Yeah, the brief version is that I was a massage therapist for 13 years. I worked with lots of different fitness companies. I ran my own business for a while, but I'm also a single mom. So I have 3 children. They're 15, 13, and 11, and it's kind of hard to make a living doing massage. You just have a really low cap. So I made a complete career change and ended up at bombom in support is where I started, entry level. And after a short period of time in support, it was about 2 months, they were like, oh, wow, this girl can sell. And then I proceeded to have a handful of promotions. I worked in inside sales for about a year and a half. I worked in enterprise sales for about a year and a half. And now I've been national speaker for, I guess, almost about a year and a half.
That's awesome. And good morning, Tim, and good morning, Sherry. Thanks for checking in with us on our questions this morning. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys are back with us. So we're just going to kind of talk now. Let me just get this off of the screen for myself. So let's just talk about, maybe just give us a quick overview of what bombom is and how bombom started. And if there is any story about where that name came from, I would love to hear it.
Sure. So bombom really started as a sales tool. It was never designed as a real estate product. So
Gotcha.
our CEO and president, our co-founders, they were doing sales. They were selling billboard advertising as well as had a house painting business. And really what it came down to them was they knew as sales professionals, as humans, that they were better face to face. And if they could just figure out how to get face to face with their clients more often, they knew that that would be a benefit to their business, which this whole idea of putting video into email came from. It started from the idea that humans are better face to face, and if they could communicate over an email face to face, that it would benefit their business. And that's really the root of what we do. It's still the core of what we do. We believe that regardless of what industry you're in, whether you are selling, if you are servicing customers, if you are educating, if you are recruiting, all of those messages are going to be more effective if they're communicated with facial expression and tonality and eye contact. But not only that, we make decisions from the emotional side of our brain, right? We all like to think we're super analytical, but it's not. So all of these things come back to connection. And the question is always, how do you connect with someone when you're black text on a white screen, sending plain text emails or text messages? And the truth is, it's hard. to connect
Mm-hmm.
that way. For real estate professionals, we know that the average consumer works with the first agent they meet face to face, because once they've made that human connection, it's easy to say yes. So we really make it easy for professionals to send and record and send simple video. I always like to try and do a real quick differentiation between simple video, because a lot of people in real estate, when they hear video, they're
Mm-hmm.
immediately thinking of highly produced listing tours, or even Facebook Live, or the marketing videos that go on your website to explain about your company. What we focus on is, rather than video for marketing, which I always like to say, it's like the spaghetti on the wall, right? Video for marketing, you throw it on the wall, you see what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Simple video is more about communication and connection, right? Direct to the person that you're wanting to communicate to.
Exactly. So we just at Wave Group, our other company, just did a COVID-19 survey with agents across the country, and we asked them what kinds of activities are they engaging in, and the number one thing that people said they were doing was calling their clients. So I got to believe right now that bomb videos and the idea, like you say, of simple videos, they have got to be really popular right now. Is that true?
Yeah, we've seen a ton of influx of both agents that had kind of known about us but put it on the back burner, that are suddenly like, oh wow, I need this, as well as
Mm-hmm.
that have been customers for a long time, that maybe were using it in just one capacity, that are
Mm-hmm.
starting to see how it's helping them in other ways. I was on a webinar for another franchise real estate company, and they were talking about, making those personal connections. And one of the agents said that he had sent out 45 one-to-one personal BombBomb videos to his
Wow.
clients, 18 return phone calls. And that's where,
Wow.
that would be the first thing that I would want to really offer out to your audience today is,
Mm-hmm.
whether you are calling and making those personal connections, great. Or if you're using video, even though people are at home more, the likelihood that they pick up their phone can still be a little bit low, especially
Right.
if they, like a lot of us are, they're working from home, they're homeschooling multiple children. So the nice thing about BombBomb video is that it's asynchronous, right? You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to get the person on the phone.
Right.
Best thing that you could be doing with video in your business right now in this moment is sending quick 30-second videos, 40-second videos to your past clients, to just say, hey, how are you? Are you okay? Is there anything you need? I've been talking about this. I've made a little acronym called PEGS: presence, empathy, gratitude, and service,
Oh, I
right?
love it. Love it.
Because right now, the people in your sphere, your past clients, your database, some of them might still have real estate needs. That is,
Mm-hmm.
we see that. Agents are still doing business, but the
Right.
majority of the people in your sphere are not ready to talk about real estate right now. Their focus is on this crisis. And so you have an opportunity as an agent to show up with presence and empathy and say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm grateful that I've had an opportunity to serve your family in the past.
Mm-hmm.
This, you helped build my business. How can I be of service to you right now?
Exactly. And so when you say simple video, and because if you're not, if you're not using video, even the word, any kind of video, to your point, gets scary. Like literally, what do we mean? You push a button, say, hey, Alicia, I'm really sorry we haven't seen each other in a while, or, what's going on with your family, or, hey, I know that your son's in the third grade along with my third grader. How's it going? Or those kinds of things. And is it literally that simple? Push a button, record it, and hit send, and away it goes?
Just that simple. It
Okay.
works. It works essentially just like any email, or you can send it as a text message.
Okay.
A Gmail integration, we have an Outlook integration, we have a mobile app, we have a web platform, we have lots of different CRM integrations. So
Gotcha.
more likely, where you are already sending emails from, whether it's your CRM or Gmail or Outlook,
Mm-hmm.
help you get that integration set up. It's as simple as pressing that red record button. It pops
Mm-hmm.
up in your recorder, you say what you want to say, you hit send, and it comes to them just as a regular email. There's nothing for them to download. It's
Perfect.
not watchment. You're not sending them to YouTube. It's a direct connection from you right to them.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So yeah, I think one of the things that I'm hearing a lot from, and I'm sure you are too, Alicia, is right now everybody wants new ways to use online tools like this, but they also don't have the energy or the focus because of exactly what you're saying. It's, 1 minute I got to make sure my kid's doing their homework, and the next minute I got to talk to a client, and the next minute I got to make sure I'm healthy. Like we have so many things going on, not to mention this sort of overarching feeling of what the heck is next, right? None of us know, including our, esteemed leaders. Nobody knows what's going on. The scientists don't know. No one knows. So having something that it makes you feel like you are connecting, but in a simple way that doesn't take a whole lot of onboarding, I think is really, really helpful.
Yeah.
So
And
tell us some of the ways that your agents are using video right now. That are people getting creative with it? And one of the things that I wonder about is, there's a lot of articles right now that we're all waking up at 4 a.m. within a cold sweat about something. Every day it's something different. What kinds of questions when your agents are reaching out and getting that 18 of the 45 to answer back, are they just returning the favor of saying, hey, how are you doing? Or are they asking any specific questions? Or what are you seeing, and how are agents addressing that using video right now?
yeah, I think that most of our agents are experiencing less sales conversations and more humanity, and that's just the nature of where we are.
Right.
I think one of the things that agents can do really effectively right now is figure out how to continue to be a leader in the community and add value
Mm-hmm.
that isn't necessarily directly related to real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Whether being a resource in your community for what local restaurants are delivering, or what kind of resources they can access, whether it's free dance classes for their kids or drawing things. You can be a resource that way to still serve your clients and provide value if they're not ready to talk about real estate. Now, I know that you guys have clients that still need to buy and sell. And some of the really cool things that we're hearing agents are using video for right now is giving them the ability to still run their business while maintaining healthy, safe social distancing. A broker up in Canada sent me a testimonial from one of his agents. They had completed an entire transaction over video, both using bombom to connect and communicate. And the agent went and did a walkthrough of the house using the bombom mobile app. And because bombom, he doesn't have to figure out, okay, how do I upload this video to Dropbox or Google Drive and get it to the client? He's able to just walk through the house, send the video right away. They're able to watch it. Our screen recorder, we have a screen recorder that's really cool because it keeps your video in the corner. So we have agents right now, people go over contracts or go over neighborhood comps by using that screen recorder to pull up the MLS data and to be able to talk through and really explain what's happening and be able to, lead that conversation by over communicating. This is what you're going to expect right now. We can still list the house, but showings will be different. Or so it's giving agents an opportunity for the customers that still have real estate needs. This kind of asynchronous video is letting them still communicate really, really well, where they may not be able to have a face-to-face conversation, but also show houses and go over contracts and really do this process digitally right now. So we're seeing both. We're seeing agents having to be creative. And I saw Lee Brown do, a one-pot recipe on her Instagram and things like that. We're also seeing agents use video to really keep pushing those deals along.
Are you seeing people, I know I'm sure we have people from all over the country on the call today. And it seems like every day what essential, in some markets people are essential, in some markets they're still not, which is crazy to me. But even in the ones that are, they seem to keep changing the rules on that. So are you seeing people like a home inspector, for example, using video to either point out a challenge or to use it as a report instead of using, just doing a written report? So are appraisers using it, and inspectors and photographers and people, anybody that's photographers don't need it, but other people that have to get into the house at this time?
So I wish that more inspectors and appraisers were using it. This is something I've wanted them to be using even before this. I haven't heard a ton of that, except I did hear one agent talk about how they were with their home inspector doing a video walkthrough so that they could have that documented and send it off to the clients, so that they would not need to make another trip out to the house to see those specific. So yeah, I am seeing some of that. I'm sure there's even some of that kind of working in under the radar that we haven't even, got to see yet. We've had a massive influx of people wanting to learn.
Well, thing I'm hearing that's interesting, and I think again, I feel like we're operating in dog years here. Like every day is a new perspective and a new attitude. But when we first started this, people were really concerned that a virtual showing or that video without actually being in the house was never going to suffice to actually close properties, right? To actually finish transactions. And I was talking to the largest team down in Florida, actually, and they had said that they use virtual showings a lot historically because, in Florida, people might be from Ohio or from Cleveland or wherever, and they buy second homes, sort of sight unseen, right? Because that's just the nature of the beast. But what they're now seeing, I'd love to get your perspective, Alicia, is that people that are local, because of course we can't do things live like we used to, are getting comfortable enough to actually be able to use video instead of a live walkthroughs and live showings. Are you seeing that as well across the country?
Yeah, we absolutely are all across the country. And I've had this conversation already with other leaders in the industry that it'll be interesting to see how much of this sticks. Because once people realize that they can do some of these things digitally, there is a lot of people that would just prefer, whether it's the busyness of their lives or, whether it is the simple convenience of realizing, oh, this works just as well. And there are so many products out there that are making this even easier and more accessible to do 3D tours and walkthroughs or, again, the screen recorder. I saw an agent do they used the produced listing video that they already had. But the bombom screen recorder, they played the listing video that they had produced for YouTube. But had the bombom screen recorder on so that they could talk through and narrate.
Oh, awesome.
For that specific client. So I do think we're going to see a lot of this is going to stick. So my recommendation.
Great idea, because then you can, if you know that big closets is a big deal for your client, right? You can talk about, hey, you see that one right there? That's a huge walk-in. You're gonna love it. Like you can customize the view based on what are their hot buttons, right?
Yeah. I would say if you are thinking that this massive surge in the use of video for normal transaction things is going away, it's not. We're gonna
this is like the next. I heard a great expression, not the new normal, but the next normal. That now that we're all being forced to get onto Zoom and go to meeting, and business people have been doing that for years, but teachers haven't, most consumers haven't. If they're not in a business that requires it, this is all new to them. But now that they're getting comfortable with it, I think we're going to see a lot more of it, don't you?
I really, really do. I really do.
And I also wonder about all of our ongoing continued, I don't know if it's paranoia and or smartness, depends on your perspective, about are we going to be more hesitant to go into places that are, that we don't really know who's been there? Or are we going to be more hesitant to have people come into our homes that we don't know where they've been? Is there going to be any sort of long lasting additional caution from a safety perspective than none of us really, maybe not none of us, but most of us didn't have prior to this? What's your feeling on that, Alicia?
Really is. I think that there really, really is. It's pushed it to the forefront of our minds, how fragile our bodies are, right? Or how fragile really can be. So I do think people are going to continue to be a lot more cautious about that. And I would say, honestly, I think it's probably the sellers that are going to experience that more than anything, that the hesitation about, I don't know how I feel about having an open house where a whole bunch of people are walking through my house and touching and things. I think that we're definitely see a surge in that, where the video piece is going to continue to be such an important piece of your business.
Yeah, it may be that you only go to see in the future. And I got to believe, and I'm sure your engineers are thinking about this whole flux of interest in this sort of simple video concept that you guys are describing. Is they've got to have techniques and things that they've been thinking about that are pushing forward on their list, just because they know that this is going to be much more interesting.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's things on the product roadmap that are suddenly being bumped up to accommodate, for sure.
Yeah, which is awesome. So I think we all need to get comfortable, because it's not going anywhere, the bottom line. So I'm sure, I hope I'm saying your name right, Twyla or Twila. I don't know. Sorry if I mispronounced it, but she's asking, are you able to send us an example of what you're saying on the video and screenshots? So is there a place where, I believe on your website there's a lot of great examples, isn't there? Is there a place where people can go and we can type it into the box here to give them an address?
I can pull up one for a real quick second if I have the ability to share my screen.
Yeah, Michael, can you pass the screen control over to Alicia?
Let's see.
Did you see it come through, Alicia?
Yeah, let's see if it's gonna. I'm not familiar with GoTo, so I'm trying to find where that control would be.
It should just say, you should have just gotten a little note that said, share my screen.
There we go, okay.
If you hit that, then you'll be able to, then now you can drive.
I don't know if it's gonna let me, because it's asking for a permission from my admin that I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to give me the link, I can do it from my end. If you want to.
So in a slide deck that I was gonna show you,
Okay.
if you go to support.bombom.com and go to our support page and search for the screen recorder, then you can kind of see a demo of it there. Or if anyone wants to email me, I'm going to just be brave and give my email address. It's okay.
Perfect. Awesome.
It's Alicia @bombom. I can send you an example of what that screen recorder looks like. It's a lot of our favorite tool.
So I just put it for everybody on the audience. So there's 4 resources here that I wanted to show you to take a look at. The first one, I'll start at the bottom and work our way up. Alicia @bombom. I just put her email address there for you if anybody wants to reach out specifically. Then there's support.bombom.com, and then there's another one. And maybe you can talk about the video influencers report, Alicia, because that sounds like a kind of a fun way for people to get ideas about how to use the technology. And Michael, can you pass me back the screen?
So we published now 3 years in a row what we've called the Video Influencers Guide. And what we've done is we've poured over, this year I think we had over 1,000 nominations of nominate people from the real estate industry and the mortgage industry that are doing video at a really high level in their business. Some of it is simple video for communication like BombBomb, some of it's community videos and listing videos. But we compile them into this really great resource that gives you insight into what people in your industry that are excelling at video are doing. And my favorite part is that it's not just a ranked guide so you can see who's cool, wish you could be them. It's actually the goal of the Influencers Guide is to elevate the industry and to be a learning resource. So most of the influencers have included tip videos about some of the things that they're doing. So the free guide, if you go to bombom.com/video influencers, you just pop in your email address. It's an immediate PDF download. There's lots of videos, but this gives you an idea to see the way people in your industry are already doing video at a really, really high level.
Perfect. That's great.
Yeah. The other one in there for BombBomb /next steps, we offer a 14-day free trial. It's completely free. It's not a give us your credit card and remember to cancel in 14 days. You just get to put in your email address, sign up for a free trial. You also, on that free trial, you get a one-on-one call with one of our strategy coaches where they will actually help you
Perfect.
set up your Gmail integration or set up your CRM integration and give you some actionable videos to start with. So our goal over that 14-day free trial is for you to really have a chance to leverage it. So when you sign up for that free trial, you'll get a phone call probably same day of someone wanting to set you up on that call so that you really have the guidance.
Perfect.
Exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah, so the video influencers, that's probably just something, when you're done with your day today, just take a look through that, because I bet there's a lot of great ideas. I know I've looked through, I haven't seen this year's, but I've seen past years, and there's some great ideas. And I wouldn't get intimidated by the word influencers either, because when I hear that, I'm like, oh, geez, these people have, 14 million followers, and they're like, they live on social media, and that's not what we mean by influencers, right? We mean people that just have kind of gotten clever with different ways that they normally would communicate with their clients, but now they're sort of reinventing it with just a little quick video. And I've seen in fact, that might be a fun thing for us to do. In fact, let's do this, Alicia, for the thank you note in the recording. Let's have you do a little video, and we'll show people what it looks like. Because
absolutely, love to.
What's really fun is that it literally is the push of a button, and it's almost like if what's the email that's in your head that you would normally type, you can literally just say it out loud, right? So it can be something as simple as, hey, just wanted you to let you know that one of the disclosure documents came over today. It looks good to me, no challenges, just feel free to sign it, and make sure you use the DocuSign. If you have any questions with how to use DocuSign, call me, right? Can be something that simple, right, Alicia?
Absolutely. In regular business, we see doing videos for first point touch, right? Lead response, following up after listing appointments, following up after open houses,
right.
A video library of frequently asked questions and next steps in the process. So that question that every single seller asks, you can send a quick video and explain it.
Right. Exactly.
Home purchase anniversaries or happy birthdays, being able to send a quick video to a client and say, happy 6-month anniversary, I'm being in your home, how are you guys doing?
Right.
It's easy. We've made it really, really easy. There goes the dogs. So that you can.
That's actually a good segue to something that I was going to mention too, that I think one of the good things that's changed because of COVID, and we were laughing about this before the call started, many of us are online all day long now, right? And even you guys see how my hair's all like curly and wavy? Well, normally in the old days, pre-COVID, I wouldn't go anywhere unless my hair was like all straightened and like all perfect, and then have a little business suit on and look all like official, right? And I think we've peeled back those veneers, right? It's just not like that anymore. Like we're all over it. We don't have time to worry about if our makeup's perfect when we've got all these other crazy things to deal with, right? I'm hoping that sort of veneer that we've removed will stay. And again, another thing that I know that slows me down sometimes, or did slow me down from video, it's like, oh, I don't look good, right? My hair's not right, or I haven't gone to the hairdresser or whatever. Or we were laughing, we're not celebrities, we don't have makeup artists. Don't let any of that stuff slow you down. People really don't care, especially right now. They really don't care. They're much more interested in seeing your face, seeing that you're okay, seeing that, and that you're asking if they're okay. That's much more important right now than looking perfect or being perfect. Would you agree, Alicia?
Absolutely. I spend a lot of time as an educator and a speaker helping people work through their fear and uncomfortability of being on video. And so I would just say a couple really quick things on this. One, this is really common. Everyone that you see doing video has at one point or another had to work through a certain amount of fear or uncomfortability with being on camera.
Exactly.
There are a lot of Hollywood highly paid actors and actresses that don't even watch their movies back because it makes them uncomfortable. So this is normal. The second thing that I would say on this is that I always want you to remember that the value that you have to bring your clients is not in how you look. They don't care. Nobody told you work with you as a real estate agent because you look like Cindy Crawford. Cindy Crawford doesn't even look like Cindy Crawford. We're seeing that now with celebrities in their homes looking more like natural humans.
Mm-hmm.
The value of video is that it gives you the ability to connect, and that's why it works. It doesn't need to be highly perfect. It doesn't need to be polished. It doesn't need a green screen. In fact, people can connect more effectively with a simple human video. And then the last thing that I would want to leave you with on this topic is don't watch your videos back. Do it.
Good, very good advice.
The only thing it does is it gives you an opportunity to start critiquing yourself. We're all our own worst critics. The things you notice when you watch your video back, no one cares about. So I would encourage you to think of it like a voicemail. Press that record button, hit send. Yeah, put it out there.
Well, and I mean, if you don't obsess about it, and you're right, many of us would, right? And we just shouldn't. The truth is, if you, let's talk about email, right? So typing an email out, going back, and you do want to check that, make sure that's spelled right and you haven't missed words. I miss words all the time. My hands work better than my brain does. That takes more time actually than pushing a button and saying, Alicia, I just push go, right? It's faster than typing out an email if you don't obsess about it, right?
Yeah, well, and you get the benefit of tonality, which is one of the reasons why we obsess about our emails so much, because without tonality, facial expression, eye contact, you have to try and make sure that you are conveying the right feeling in a plain email. Whereas if you just press that record button, you don't have to worry about those things. You get to just be a human being and communicate the way humans communicate most naturally, which is by speaking.
Gotcha. Now, one of the things that I think that you told me earlier, Alicia, and I think is a really good thing to share is that it seems like we all say that we're a little slower right now. I feel like I'm actually busier now than I've ever been. But, even with that, I think we all have this sort of need right now to say, what can I do to prepare myself for the inevitable influx or rush of business that's going to come because we've kind of, slowed down the pipeline a little bit right now. What are the kinds of videos you think people could just like get in the can, so to speak, using video language, like things we could record that could be used over and over again so they're ready to go when, and you could use them right now, but you could use them in the future as well.
So I love this because this is something that I teach on all the time. And I have so many agents always tell me that I love that idea, but when am I actually going to have time to do this? Well, you have time right now. Exactly. So regardless of whether you use BombBomb or not, obviously BombBomb makes this easy, but you could do the same thing with, you could build up a video library on YouTube and have those ready for you, but then you lose some of the direct person to person as well as the tracking, because we track everything by email address to let you know when people have opened and played. But BombBomb lets you have a video library. They're not hosted publicly. It's all your own video library. So some of the best things that you can be doing right now while business is slow, while you're sitting in your house wondering how I can get ready, is to jot down a few different things, okay? The first one would be pre-recorded lead response. Having a lead response video for all of your lead sources is one of the best things you can do. We know that video converts at a higher rate than anything else because of that. Once they see your face and they get that sense of who you are, it's easier to say yes. So jot down where and if ever your leads come from. Any of the places where you have an automated response going out, we can have a video in there. So having a quick lead response video that's just as simple as, hey, it's Alicia from XYZ Realty. Thank you so much for stopping by my website. Either myself or someone from my team is going to be calling you in the next 24 hours. I just wanted you to put a face to the name, right? Something as simple as that. Having that of your lead source is powerful.
You could even point them to, like, if you have automated showing appointments software, you could even point them to that, right? So, hey, I'd love to show you. Click over here and we'll set an appointment. I'll go take you to look at that property, right?
Yes, absolutely. So, so the next thing that I really would love to see you guys doing with your time right now is jotting down a handful of frequently asked questions.
Great idea.
You answer on every single transaction. Because if you record a quick 45, 60-second video to answer that question. Now you have that ready in your video library so that the next time someone asks that question, you simply grab the video and hit send and either send it to them over email or text. Our agents that are doing this, one of the things that they tell us is when they get reviews back at the end of that transaction, one of the things that their clients mention is that they loved the videos explaining what to expect or next steps in the process, because they feel, the client feels like they are being communicated to at a really high level. They are, because we understand things communicated by a human face better than in a plain text email. We retain 95% of the information when we watch it in a video, as compared to only 10% when we read it in an email the first time.
Wow. So, where did that stat come from? That's amazing.
I have the actual like resource in one of my slide decks. I can let you know where I got that from.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's powerful. So the work you do right now to record some quick videos for frequently asked questions or next steps in the process is going to give you the ability to scale yourself. You save a ton of time by not having to answer that question over and over again, and get to communicate at a high level. So that's the second thing: frequently asked questions and next steps in the process. Record videos right now, save yourself time later. The last thing that I would love to see agents doing with their time is looking ahead to their upcoming home purchase anniversaries and client happy birthdays and recording some of those videos now and just scheduling them out to go out later. If your CRM lets you schedule, great, then schedule them out. You can schedule through bombom, through Gmail, through our web platform, or through the mobile app. I could sit here on my phone and record happy birthday videos for clients, record it on my phone, schedule it to hit their inbox on the date of their birthday, and then get on with it. So, because that's a way that you really get to create some momentum in that maintaining relationships. Once it picks back up and you're like, I don't have time to send happy birthday videos. Great, you did them right now. You've already done the work.
That's great. And you mentioned that you integrate with some. Can you just give us quickly and maybe point to, or we can type it in the box, to a resource of what CRM systems do you guys integrate with right now? Or is there a link that we can show everybody if they want to check the ones that they're using?
Here, it's easier for me to say which we don't integrate with. But if you go to bombom.com/integrations, you'll see a list of all of our integrations, tons and tons of real estate CRMs, lead sources like Zillow, Realtor.com, Boomtown. We integrate with all of them. We have a Salesforce integration. So yeah, if you go to bombom.com/integrations, you can see the entire list, but it is hefty.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Well, this has really been helpful stuff. I really appreciate it. So I wanted to share now with everyone our upcoming coffee chats. Tomorrow we've got one that's an interesting one, talking and very much overlaps, frankly, with what Alicia's talking about today, is that what are the 5 key metrics your customers might want to know about in a challenging market? And so those could be some of the metrics you might share through a video. And Tara Datum, who's going to be talking with us tomorrow, actually has little videos that are kind of more the listing video type thing that you were describing, Alicia, but another valuable tool. Not everybody cares about this right now, but as you said, there are some people that are in the market, and there are some people that are worried about what is this going to mean for the market, right? What's it going to mean for the value of the home? Or are we going to see, so much unemployment that it's going to create another depression or a recession? And really important to remind people, by the way, that this whole issue has nothing to do with real estate, unlike the last time we were in a recession, which we were right in the middle of it, right? That's an important point to point out. So if you look down in the chat box for those that are watching today, let me see, I want to go back here. So the coffee chat with Jim Lawson is right there. That's the one that's tomorrow, if you want to click to register there. And then we also have a great one on Friday. Don't forget about your MLS right now, because they have lots of great tools that, frankly, a lot of people haven't really taken full advantage of either because they've been too busy. So click through and Deanna Hall and Kim Henson from the Florida market are going to talk to us about what their MLS does, but what they do is available in many places around the country. So let's talk about them as well. And if there's anybody on the call, I'll give you 2 offers from RE Technology. If you would like us to register you for all of the coffee chats coming up, so you don't have to worry about clicking and finding them every day, put your name in the email into the question box with your email address, and we'll be happy to register for you. And for any of you that do not yet have a free subscription to RE Technology, feel free to put your name in there too. Just let us know which MLS that you're from, and we will register you. So that's normally a $200 cost, but we'll give that to you for free because we want you to be able to take full advantage of all of the types of tools and great conversations like we're having today with Alicia. So feel free to add your name there, and we'll be glad to register you for, again, the upcoming coffee chats or to just get a free subscription to RE Technology, because there's I think there's 2,500 companies on there. There's thousands of articles to help you understand video and many other things, some from bombom. So with that, I will say let's tune out for today. Again, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow with our coffee chat with Jim Lawson for VP of Marketing for Teradata, and with Deanna and Kim. And Alicia, thank you so much for these words of advice. I think that video is it's here to stay. It's not a fad. It's not going anywhere. And we want to help all of you figure out how to use this. But again, be kind to yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a movie star. You don't have to be gorgeous. You don't have to have perfect hair. You just have to really want to serve the needs of your clients. That's what's most important right now.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Alicia. And we will be sending all of you a recording. Alicia, if you want to send us a little one, that'd be fun to add to the note. But we'll be sending this to you, so feel free to share it with your friends and family or your brokerages or anybody else. By the way, if there's anybody else that has, if there's any brokers on the call today, if you would like us to register all of your agents onto RE Technology, just send that and say broker, and we'll reach out to you and we can get that done too. And if not, let me put my email address in here. So if you want to reach out to me directly, which now it's not working. Why is it not working? Michael, can you put it in there? For some reason, my typing's not working at the moment. If you could send that, it's Marilyn, MARILYN @retechnology.com. I will register you all for that as well. Okay. So again, thank you so much, Alicia. Good luck with your teenagers. I've got a 17-year-old here who's missing her senior year, so we have to deal with that on a regular basis. But have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you again. If there's any new news, Alicia, of something else that you'd like to share with our audience, feel free to let me know, and we'll get you back on, okay?
Absolutely will. Thank you, Marilyn.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and definitely take advantage of what Alicia's talking about and go to that next steps, bombom.com/next steps, and check it out. Maybe you'll love it. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.